is Benjamin Okeze Kalu, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Uzita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben KALU'S mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben KALU'S mandate. Well, every week on this station, we highlight the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, at the lower chamber of the 9th National Assembly. He's also the chairman of the House Committee on Media and Publicity, the spokesperson of the House. Bridging the gap between the parliament and the people is Ben KALU'S mandate. Welcome. My name is Michael Oni, and this program runs on Flow 94.9 FM, both on the terrestrial platforms and the online platforms, and also on Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, Real 99.1 FM, Family Love 99.9 FM, and ABN Online Radio and TV. Representative Benjamin Okeze Kalu of Bende Federal Constituency is joining us virtually on the program today. Glad to have you join us. Welcome to another edition of the program, Ben KALU'S mandate.
Thank you, Michael Oni, for having me again today, and Abians, especially the good people of Bende Federal Constituency and Nigeria at large. I'm happy to be here. It's good to be here for us to have an interactive section on certain issues that we need to clear in the minds of Nigerians.
All right, thank you. Let's begin with the unfortunate incident, the death of the Chief of Staff, Army Staff. Nigerian flag is at half-mast in honor of the later Chief of Army Staff, Ibrahim Atahiru, and 10 other officers who died in that plane crash that took place, that happened on Friday. It came as a shock to many, especially at this desperate time of insecurity. I would like to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, very sad moment for the country, very sad moment, I must say. And I really pray for their soul to rest in peace, and also for God to comfort their families. It was a shocking news when we heard it last week, and we are actually in pain with the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic and the Chief of Defense Staff and all the stakeholders, the military defense architecture of our country. We pray that God will comfort all those who got affected and grant the Commander-in-Chief the wisdom to also choose the right people to replace those who died in the course of serving our nation. These ones died while working for us, and they deserve every honor that we give to them, because daily these security officers, they lay their life for us, down for us. Whether we like to hear it or not, that is the truth. Whether they are in police, whether in the Air Force, Navy, Army, name it, even the civil defense, the DSS, and all of them, they lay their lives down to make sure that we remain safe. And we appreciate all the job they do for us, and we pray that God will comfort the families that got affected, including their friends as well. Amen.
Amen. Unfortunately, it has affected a lot of things. You mentioned in one of the episodes of this program that the House of Representatives, will be holding a security summit to address the issue of insecurity and subsequently come up with solutions to this. This was supposed to hold on Monday. That was yesterday, the 24th. Was postponed to Wednesday, 26th of May, as a result of this unfortunate incident. I don't know if you can let us into more on this particular security summit.
Yeah, it's an honor well deserved for those who are supposed to be part of the security summit, whom we lost. For us to step down the summit to honor them. You will recall that they are major stakeholders who are supposed to play vital roles during the security summit. But because there are no more, it would be very unfair to just continue as if nothing happened. We had to step it down and push it to the 26th to honor these ones who would have made one contribution or the other during that summit. Yeah, the security summit is important. At the moment, that was why we could not cancel it.
Okay.
In its entirety. We only suspended it for a few days. It's important because the level of insecurity in the country is very high. And to pretend otherwise is to be unfair to the expectation of Nigerians, especially with regards to our role as government, which is protecting lives and properties of Nigerians. It is not a job you leave for one arm of government. There is a role that we all supposed to play as members of this government. The executives alone do not own the government. Though we are three arms of government, we are one government. Therefore, any suggestion, any opinion, any deep dive that will help produce a solution to this current problem that we are facing as a nation, any legislative intervention is a step in the right direction. And that was why, in the wisdom of the House, we decided that few things were going to be put in place to be able to add our own voice to providing solution to this problem. One was the setting up of the security committee that has member from each state.
Okay.
To go and interact with their various states and various constituencies to bring back report. I mentioned that in this program previously. The next was to call for a security summit, which is what I just mentioned that we shifted for 1 or 2 days now. And the purpose of that security summit is for us to do a deep dive on what are our challenges, to see if there are some immediate steps for us to take. And also that will give us both short-term solution, mid-term, and also long-term solution, because something needs to be done immediately. So at the end of the security summit, we're going to come out with resolutions that will provide solution, immediate solution, and solution that could be classified as mid-term, and that which also will be long-term. So we should be expectant, and all the stakeholders have been invited. I encourage them to attend. It is for the safety of Nigeria and Nigerians.
Okay, let's talk about the growing call for true federalism and the search for national peace. We started this last week, and I asked you about the fallout of the Asaba Accord, where 17 governors from southern Nigeria met and agreed on 12 resolutions. Since our return to civilian rule in 1999, the argument that our federal system has become progressively unworkable has gripped our imagination. Now, it has been served as a political diet in various forms, as resource control, fiscal federalism, true federalism, restructuring. And some Nigerians believe that most of these suggestions are the irreducible minimum requirement for a stable and united Nigeria. And I'm still asking Representative Benjamin Kalu, is your party, APC, as a party against true federalism and restructuring?
Thank you, Michael. This was exactly what you asked me last week. Is your party against restructuring? Is your party APC against true federalism? And I answered last week that we were not. That if we were, we wouldn't have in 2018 set up a committee known as APC Committee on True Federalism. It was constituted by the party to consider and make recommendations to the National Working Committee on key items relating to Nigerian Federation and agitation for true federalism, or if you like, restructuring. And based on this, stakeholders were taken from the 6 geopolitical zones, and consultations were had, and memoranda, got submitted by stakeholders in the 6 geopolitical zones, including the recommendations of the national conferences. We also considered, and other proposals also. And at the end, about 25 recommendations were made. And these recommendations will involve a combination of the executive, legislative, and other action. So we are not against true federalism. This recommendation, I will not, for the sake of time, go through all of them, but let me mention that in the recommendation, you will see creation of state, what the committee said about it. You will see merger of states. I know some people are just hearing for the first time, merger of states, where certain states will come together. I'll explain them one after the other, if time permits. Then we have the derivation principle. We have the fiscal federalism. We have devolution of powers. We have the federating units. What we need to do with them. The form of government. We also have their independent candidacy. We have the land tenure system. We have the local government autonomy. We have there also power sharing and rotation. We have also resource control. Number 13 is type of legislature. Demand for affirmation for vulnerable groups, ministerial appointment, citizenship, state constitution, community participation, minimum wage, governance, judiciary, state realignment and boundary adjustment, secular status of Nigeria, and also the referendum issue. And if you break this down, you'll find out that some of the things we're agitating, some of the things that have given birth to the current insecurity that is around various zones of the country, they were captured both in the National Conference report and also recaptured or adopted by this APC Committee on True Federalism. On the issue of creation of states, the committee agreed that because of high cost of governance, we should not go on creating states. But it was important that equity will be seen to be done around the C geopolitical zones. And the short-change geopolitical zone is the Southeast. Therefore, they recommended that one state should be created in the Southeast to enable the Southeast come up to the 6 states that other geopolitical zones were having. And so what that means is that there's going to be an alteration in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The second one was the merger of states, where they say, we are recommending a legal framework for states that wish to come together, to merge, to become one state, which means the whole states in the Southeast could come together and say, we want to be one state now. We could be called Southeast State, Southeastern State. You become one state. But there was a position there that it should be done in a manner that it will not affect the Federation of Nigeria. But they recommended that Section 8 of the Constitution should be expanded to accommodate merger of states. So in our legislative action, one of the recommendations they put in there is that we should expand Section 8 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on that. Now, when you go to the next one, you see the derivation principle. They recommended that there should be upward review of the derivation formula. And this should also apply on the formula that is used for solid mineral and hydropower. As you know, that the section that is in charge of that in our Constitution is Section 162, sub 2 of the Constitution. They are saying it should be amended. And they went ahead to say, in doing that, we should also expand Section 6, subsection 1 of the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Policy, Fiscal Allocation Commission Act, by amending it to make sure that there is a little shift from what it is now to what it ought to be. And that will bring me into fiscal federalism, where they also recommended that this upward review of current revenue sharing formula should be in favor of the state. As you are aware, the current formula has it that we have 56% for the federal government, 24% for the state, and 20% for the local government. And it is not working. They need the state, for the state to be more stable, for the state to be stronger, for the local government to be more effective. Too much is given to the federal government and less is given to the state. So the proposal of this committee of the APC through federalism is that we should review this 56, 24, 20 formula and give more to the states. And in doing that also, it means that there is need to look at that section 162.2 of the Constitution, and also the amendment of the Allocation of Revenue Federation Accounts etc. Act of 2002 in favor of the state. Why I'm mentioning this legislative action that is needed to be done, because we're doing a constitutional review at the moment.
I was going to ask you.
This is the right time. Yeah, this is the right time. This is the right time to bring some of these things into place for it to be captured.
Oh, okay. Before we go into the constitutional review, that the zonal hearing ongoing that will start in the month of June. Now, APC is not against restructuring, according to that True Federalism Committee set up by your party, headed by the governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai. But implementation is what many Nigerians are asking. All these things you highlighted from the outcome of that committee are some of the things that are causing agitation today. So what is stopping your party, since your party is in power, implementing some of these recommendations?
Michael, I would have thought, if there was time for me to, actually dwell more on some of these things for Nigerians to understand better. Okay. But since you just cut me short, let me tell you where we are. I want to break it down in a graphic manner.
All right.
When you say implementation, in carrying out this particular committee's report, it takes about 3 segments on each of the issues. One section had to do with legislative intervention. If you want to implement it, you don't just implement it without legislative intervention. The next is executive intervention. And then the third section is what we classify as other actions. For example, when you come to creation of states, you are going to be looking at intervention from the executive and other actions. When you come to merger of states, you're going to look at legislative action, amendment of the Constitution, executive action, and other actions. The derivation principle, you're looking at legislative action and executive action. So all of them has something to do with legislative action, executive action. So based on that, it is not something that will happen overnight. Okay? It takes the intervention of all the arms of government. Currently, we are busy with constitution review. Most of these proposals made in this particular document is going to be considered. This document will be one of the documents that will be considered by the Constitutional Review Committee.
Okay.
To begin to infuse the recommendations made by this committee, because they cannot exist on their own. The committee doesn't have the right to implement it. It takes a process, and one of the processes during constitutional review, these things will go in. Another thing is amendment of bills by the legislative arm. You will recall that recently I came up with a bill in the House to amend that certain issues like prison should not be on the exclusive list. It should go to the concurrent list. It is part of the things they propose under their recommendation for devolution of power. They recommended the transfer of the following items from the exclusive list to the concurrent list. Things like food, drugs, poison, narcotics, psychotropics, substances, fingerprints and identification of criminal records, registration of business names, labor, mines, minerals, including oil field, oil mining, geological surveys and natural gas, police, prison, public holidays, railways, and stamp duties. I came up with a bill and I said, I want prisons to leave the exclusive list and go to the concurrent list. And this is in line with this particular recommendation. So when you say we are not implementing, we have started, and the House has passed it. The House has passed it. It has passed through second reading. It is now at the committee level.
Okay.
So gradually, this devolution of power that we are talking about will also be achieved through the amendment of the Constitution, like I've always said, and the review and the amendment of our various bills. That will help certain things that are originally under the exclusive list going into the concurrent list or even the residual.
Interesting.
So it's a process that is ongoing, and like when you come to land tenure system, they still insisted that the 1978 Land Use Act should be there.
Okay.
And also they recommended that local government should be removed.
Okay.
They recommended that local government the autonomy of local should be removed, allowing states to develop what they call the local administration system. I'm not sure if I'm in support of that, where the local government will be removed, just like I wasn't in support of all the things that was said in the communique that came out from the Asaba.
Okay.
Although I'm beginning to feel now that what the governors were saying was not a national conference. They were looking for a round table where they sit and talk, which to me, if it is to that extent, it's in order. It's not. If it's not going to be national conference, another national conference is actually a call in order. So you find out power sharing, rotation, resource control, and this committee said that. It is amazing that Nigerians don't even know this. The committee recommended that, resource control should be within the state. That the state should have control over their natural resources and pay royalties to the federal government. That is what my party is pushing for. And many people don't know it because of propaganda and all the rest of them. They try to, suppress some of this agenda that we have and not showcasing it. But with time, we'll keep bringing them out. I know you are rushing me, and let's go to your next question. Next week we'll take a bit of it again, because they're quite much.
It is still Ben KALU'S mandate, where of course we bridge the gap between the parliament and the people, the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. We highlight his activities at the House. He also speaks for the House of Representatives, so that's a plus. We get to hear directly from the House of Representatives. It's good that you mentioned the constitution review that is ongoing. House of Representatives Special Committee on Constitution Review said that the zonal public hearing would hold between the 1st of June and the 2nd of June 2021, that's next month, across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. I would like you to enlighten Abians and Southeast in general on this, the importance of this constitution review, especially the reasons they should participate in this exercise, as the committee has invited the general public, executive, judicial bodies, traditional institutions, political parties, civil society organizations, professional bodies, just to mention a few. And I understand that the Southeast, which has the Enugu Center, will host Enugu, Anambra and Ebonyi states, while Owerri Center will host Imo and Abia states.
Yeah, as you know, we are a democratic nation at the moment, and when we want to effect a change, there are procedures laid down by the by democratic actors to effect such changes. Some of which is not achieved through violence. Some of them are not achieved through protesting on the street. Most of them are achieved through discussion, dialogue, presentation, memoranda, and all the rest of them. So, if this government, the Ninth Assembly, has shown commitment to the hearing of Nigerians with regards to amending the Constitution from what it is now to what it ought to do to become reflective of the desires, the hunger, and the needs of us by this, by the Ninth Assembly, to advance most of the things that we want. Like you rightly mentioned, it is taking place on the 26th and 27th May for the Senate.
Okay.
And starting from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for Owerri. We have Owerri to take care of Imo and Abia.
Okay. And
the zonal clerk to call there is Uche, and his number is 0803 339 0280. If you have anything to submit to him, you submit to him 0803 339 0280. Now, at Enugu take care of Enugu, Ebonyi, and Anambra. And the zonal clerk there is Ebere Ibe. And his number is 0803 318. There is this temptation that most people will try to avoid going for this and later on come and complain. It ought not to be so. Other people,
I was going to ask you on
the
that.
Southeasterners are well educated. I want to encourage them to go and attend and make their presentations. Like for example, one of the recommendations of this True Federalism Committee was on independent candidacy, and some people have been saying, "I don't want to be a member of any party. I want to run for your office to help my people. I don't want to go through party politics." Why don't you go there and make your presentation? Because they have recommended that Section 65(2) of our Constitution, Section 106(d) of our Constitution, Section 131(c), Section 142(1), Section 176(c), and 187 of the Constitution should be amended to provide for independent candidacy. And also the Electoral Act to be amended, especially as it concerns Section 87 of the Electoral Act. So if they have made this recommendation, it is your opportunity to go there and say, I am in support that these particular provisions of the Constitution should be amended to reflect the need for us to have independent candidacy.
Okay.
And also the Electoral Act 2010 should be also looked at, since we have not finally passed it. It has gone through a lot of work. 87 should be looked at. If we capture it in our Constitution, I tell you that it will solve that problem of being a member of a party for you to run for an office. And although there is a provision there to ensure that the criteria is of such that it won't be an all-comers affair where people will pick up forms just to be able to cause crisis in the course of election. So these are some of the issues that local government autonomy, you can also go there and say, I want this local government autonomy. Something must be done. We want the local government. This is how we want it to be and all that. Why don't you make your voice heard? It is important that you go and make your voice heard.
How important is this zonal public hearing to the Constitution review? How important is it?
It is very important because it's part of the 9 years of amending the Constitution.
Okay.
This interactive section is to, get the desire of the people captured, the wishes of the people captured. Because tomorrow, when you say the preamble of our Constitution said, "We, the people of Nigeria, having this, that," this is where that element of "we, the people" is involved. So where they are bringing it close to you and say, "Come and let us know what you don't like in the Constitution." It's not enough to be on WhatsApp group and be on a Telegram group and be on Facebook writing about it. Come and let us know what you feel we should change and we will specifically document you as having made the proposition, and it will be looked into while we are reviewing the Constitution. So this is data gathering, and I encourage all Southeasterners and all Nigerians to participate when it comes to your geopolitical zone. It's very, very important. It's very important.
Very important. Once again, the Owerri Center is going to host two states, Imo and Abia states, and very important. The number revealed on this platform by Representative Benjamin Kalu for the clerk in charge of the zonal hearing in Owerri is 0803 339 0280 in case you have anything to submit. We are going to take a break now. When we return, we talk politics and, of course, some of the good representation, the dividends of democracy expected from Representative Benjamin Kalu. It is Ben Kalu's mandate, and it is on several radio stations in Abia State: Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, Real 99.9 FM, Family Love 99.9 FM, and ABN Online Radio and TV. We will be right back after this short timeout.
Is Benjamin Okeze Kalu, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Ozita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben KALU'S mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben KALU'S mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben KALU'S mandate, gains of quality representation. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It is still Ben KALU'S mandate, and of course where we highlight the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. It's a weekly engagement of Representative Benjamin Okeze Kalu with the good people of Bende Federal Constituency and of course Abians in general. Very soon we will be throwing the lines open where we have been speaking with Representative Benjamin Kalu. Now let's talk politics. Very, very important. The ranks of your party, APC, are being boosted by cross-carpeting. Some persons call it defection. Now the defection of PDP governors to your party, the latest being that of the Cross River State Governor, Ben Ayade. There are rumors that more of this will happen, will be happening, especially in the southeastern part of the country. I don't know if you have an idea, and if you can reveal that on the program, a lot of persons will want to hear that on the show this morning.
Thank you very much, Michael. Before we do that, I would like us to discuss by next week on issue of citizenship and the recommendation by the True Federalism Committee, the issue of ministerial appointment, the issue of judiciary, with the having strike at the moment. We're going to look at the judiciary next week. We also should look at states' alignment and boundaries. So some of those issues that we missed today, we'll be able to look at them next
right.
week, if you don't mind.
All right.
Yeah. Having said that, the issue of politics and people coming over to the party, for me, it's a step in the right direction. Most advocates in Abia State pushing for our own governor to join the party. If there are 2 or 3, I'm in forefront of it. I said so not because we want to answer, we brought him over to APC. No. I say so because every governor needs help. You ask me now, do you need to be in APC for you to get help? No. But you have access to more help if you are part of the central government. The same way Governor T.E.O.G. was part of the central government during his time. He left PPA and joined PDP, not because he liked the colors of PDP, but because he also needed help from the central government. The same way Dr. KALU'S was also part of the central government, and when he left, in fact, during his tenure, he was part of the central government until he finished. So I'm also encouraging and also reaching out that the step taken by the Cross River State Governor is a commendable step for the sake of his state. The problems of Abia State cannot be solved by Dr. Kezi Bazo in the next 2 years. He cannot. No matter the allocation he gets, he will not be able to resolve it. He still has time to write his name in gold by making sure that this last part of his tenure has a more impactful, outlook on Abians than the 6 years. And not because he's not willing to do that, but because he has limited reach if he's in the opposition. We are not River State that has all the natural resources and has all the access to Abia. Doesn't have that. He is managing with aggregate resources and contacts, the rich network base at the central government level. I can assure you the better for the state. He's not doing it for himself. He's already a governor for 2 terms, and nobody's going to take it away from him. That is the truth. But Abia needs more help with road construction, hospital intervention, education intervention, and a whole lot of them. Agricultural intervention, a whole lot of them. And the more he's closer to the decision makers and network with the same family, it will be easier. Please don't ask me why is he not going to be able to get it as a state governor in the PDP. The answer is very obvious. So I am one of those reaching out to him. He's my friend. I keep saying it every time because we were friends before he became governor. We were friends before he joined the PDP. And I keep saying it that after being governor, he's still going to be my friend. So there's nothing I'm saying I cannot say he's president. I've told him in person, and I'm saying it for the sake of Abians. The kind of step taken by Cross River State Governor is a kind of step that we expecting him to take. He should forget about those who are selfish and in their sentiments. I know calls are going to come in now and say all this and attack and all. I don't even care about the attack. All I'm saying, for the sake of our Abia State, we need to align properly. It's not about the story the government that has not appointed people from Igbo extraction and all the rest of them. We should look beyond that. We should look into infrastructural development of our state. We should look at other things and align properly. We are not doing it for Buhari. We are not doing it for the colors of the party. We are doing it for our state. We need to be properly, aligned to get to the dividends of democracy more than we are getting now, so that this political will that he has to make an impact, that he will have the resources to match it, to create the impact that is needed. So I commend the Cross River State Governor, Professor Ayede. He's also an academic like him, because if he continued in his lecture, he should be a professor now. Our own governor. These are PhDs. If he took that decision, it means that is something he had done his analysis well, and I'm sure that the critical mindset of the governor of Abia State will also make him follow his friends, Cross River State Governor, the Ebonyi State Governor, and we're also looking at the Enugu State Governor, to come on board. We're also looking at Anambra State. Let us come together to have a formidable force. You know why? So that by the time we go to the negotiation table, we'll have a stronger force for our voice to be heard. If we go in trickles, the region will be changed. But if he joins and himself, Hope Uzodimma, Ebonyi State Governor, and if we're able to get Anambra and Enugu, when they go to the table to discuss on issues that border on regional economic integration or regional development integration or whatever it is, I can assure you their voice will be louder than as it is now if they are going as opposition governors.
All right, great. Just before we throw the lines open, let's talk about the ongoing projects in Bender, some of those you attracted. The pictures of the renovated schools have been making rounds on the social media space. How many more schools are on the pipeline for renovation?
We have plenty. We have plenty. You know, I believe in education because education brought me here. And I tried to empty the budget on education, especially those primary and secondary schools. We have a lot that went bad, and at the moment we are working on 12, and I can assure you it's not enough. Even the one in my own hometown, they started writing me today, saying, when are you going to remember Bender Town, where you come from? I said, wait, I was not just elected by Bender Town, I was elected by the whole federal constituency. Let us make it go around. We will always come back to our place and see what they have education committee in my town now, which is very commendable, and they are making effort to make sure they rebuild our schools. I'm going to pay attention there, but I'm just trying to take care of what is happening outside the whole federal constituency, because the whole federal constituency is my constituency, and the education need there is much, you know. So we have a lot coming up. More schools will be getting seats. More schools will be getting educational equipment. More schools will be renovated. More new schools will be springing up. Even in the current budget, we have put in a lot. I believe in education, and we are pushing it. And other things we are doing also, the immigration office is almost nearing completion. The solar energy mini grid we'll be talking about, they have started installation, and some have gotten their transformers. Borehole, they had some issues. They have gone back to site and they are pushing, and a lot more. You know, we are pushing and to make sure that we make an impact. You know, it's not through noise making. It's not through gathering of rallies and all the rest of them. We want to give them the people, you know, what they have missed for 12 years or more. And I'm sure they are seeing it. We are living a simple life to give them what they desire, what they deserve. And by the grace of God, then the people will be proud that they made the right decision at the end of my tenure.
Okay, great. You can be part of the conversation this morning on Ben KALU'S mandate by calling 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Of course, Representative Benjamin KALU is very much live to take your questions and of course give answers to some of those things bothering you, especially concerning Bender Federal Constituency. Glad to have you join us. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello, go on please. All right, seems that's not pulling through. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Chinaza Jonah from Isialangwa North says, I love this man Ben. Please, insecurity is caused by state governors. They collect security vote, but they don't make use of it. I pray that APC takes over Abia State. PDP has not given us what we expected, and it is time to test APC and do proper comparison. God bless. All right, glad to have you join us. Welcome. Yes, welcome. What's your name, please?
Good morning, Michael. I'm a gentleman in the house. My name is Petrus.
All right, welcome, Uche.
Petrus, not Uche.
Okay, go on, please.
Okay, thank you. Honorable, good day also.
Good morning, sir.
Looking at, no problem. Looking at the country today, considering the lopsided appointment in the country against the Southeasterners, also presidential zoning principle, looking at it, and flagrant abuse of law, especially where it concerns a federal character principle. I want to know, especially at that lopsided appointment, which I believe all these things are what is fueling insecurity and agitation. especially around Southeast today, that has resulted in killing of security personnel and other civilians, which we have seen is a very critical issue or situation at this moment. I want to know, like you said, that we should look beyond the lopsided appointments against the Southeasterners. Please, I want you to tell us how you intend to address the situation or curtail the level of agitation and the insecurity through this constitutional review instead of calling for total. Secondly, let me
all right, thank you for your contribution. Yes, glad to have you join us. Welcome. What's your name?
Good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Ugonna Eric, local.
All right, you're welcome, Ugonna.
Yeah, it's exciting most times when we listen to that young man there. Does a whole lot of sense. But somehow this morning, I don't personally prefer the idea of delving into persuading current governors of PDP to join the APC, that they need help. And I think that is a bit out of point, in my own opinion. The current government, APC government, honestly, by every good standard possible, they are not doing well. In terms of security, unemployment, economy, even the corruption fight and other things. If the APC states we are doing far, far better, then it will make a whole lot of sense for PDP want to join them. Like they have rightly said, according to the PDP secretary, that they are being harassed and intimidated to join, whether it's true or not. But the thing is this, the current state of affairs in the country does not justify that anybody should be jumping for one party. The thing is, provide purposeful leadership, good governance, and people will be willing to join freely. You don't even need too much of campaigning and whatever. The challenges facing and confronting the country now is 1, insecurity, 2, bad economy, 3, unemployment, and so many of the merits. There are so many, we can't even begin to mention them. So let us focus on purposeful leadership, good governance, dividends of democracy.
All right,
and then whoever wants to join will join or not to join. Not to come here and be campaigning, we should join or we should not join. That does not
respond to you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Yeah, glad to have you join us. Keep those calls coming. This one on the SMS line says, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, good morning, sir. I'm Chidi from Ubakala. I don't think we should be running a one-party system in Nigeria because we need opposition to checkmate some of the activities. Even PDP in their 16 years still respect opposition, but may God forbid the governor to join your party. All right, that's coming from Chidi from Ubakala. Let's take 2 more calls, then you respond to the contributions of the members of the public. Glad to have you join us. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Mike.
Okay.
Mike.
Go on, please. What's your name and your contribution?
Yeah, that's the phone. Good morning, sir. My brother, listen to me. I'm not happy from the statement he made from the last caller. This is Babagana from Momotomunachogo in Imo State. The last caller have said it all. I'm not happy. Are we going to get one party system? There's no need of campaigning. I love ideas, but this morning I've already changed my mind. It cannot campaign for everybody to join APC. It's not easy for you to know where to follow. And there is another one. Is you telling me now that if you are not a APC member as a governor, you will not be given the same allocation which they give to other states? That's why we're talking about restructuring. If they are sharing any money from the federal government, it's going to be 50-50 for every state. People will know that we are one Nigeria. It should not campaign for people. Please. I love in the way it is behaving. It should not campaign for people.
All right, thank you, Baba Gonas. Let's take this and he responds to those questions. Glad to have you join us. What's your name?
Good morning, Mike.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, my honorable member in the House. Good morning, sir. Is it the studio?
Good morning, sir.
Yes. I remember Mr. Prince Willow from here, no Monachobo. Mike and my honorable member in the House. Everybody has the right to enter party he likes, because Nigerian constitution actually has been bastardized. Under normal circumstances, you don't need to jump from one party to the other. But in Nigeria, I think anything goes. So I played with the House of the House if anybody from any party is coming to your party, accept that person, but ensure that the democracy is being given to us. These are my team, and God bless you, my brother.
All right, thank you, Mr. Prince Wiloswagwa. We allow Representative Benjamin Kalu to respond to your opinions on the program this hour.
Yeah, thank you. I think the first one had to do with a guy who called from Isialangwa.
Yes.
Who was saying that the governors are the cause of insecurity. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that governors are the cause of insecurity. I don't also agree that the security vote is enough to cure the insecurity that we have in the land. It's far beyond them, and that is the truth. You know, when you are outside government, you may not understand what happens unless you are within the corridors of power. You will not be able to understand the challenges that these ones go through in managing the resources that they have. Well, do they have a role to play? Yes, they have a role to play in making sure that they partner with the various security agencies, make them comfortable in the state to be able to discharge their duties. But would they be able to do it alone? No, we still have a commander-in-chief. They must work together with the commander-in-chief at all times to ensure that we keep the lives and properties of the people safe. Another caller called from, I can't remember where he called from. He was talking about federal character.
Yes,
and that was a very good presentation. That was a very federal appointment. That was a very good presentation, and also mentioned, is it not lopsided? And I want to tell you, yes, that it's very obvious that the principles of the federal character in our constitution has not been well respected, and that is why the National Assembly is fighting to ensure that there is a balance. You know, the purpose of doing this, like he rightly pointed out, he succinctly put it that it's one of the causes of the agitation across board, and I agree. You know, that to command national loyalty, you must make sure that you carry everybody along, so that the loyalty will not be under coercion, will not be compelled. It will be something that will come out easily. Whether it is appointment or whatever it is, the respect given to that particular section 14 of the Constitution with regards to to federal character has not really been done the way it's supposed to be done, and that is why I belong to a committee called the Federal Character Commission Committee of the House, and we are seriously working to make sure that the executive handles the balancing of whether it is employment or appointments. And I want you to be rest assured that the Ninth Assembly is interested in balance. It's our job to oversight them. They may not be all correct in all they do, and it is our duty to make sure we call them to order, and that we are working on. Purposeful governance beyond political party. Yeah, somebody said something about what is more important is, let us preach, governance that is purposeful, that is achieving things more than political party. No, my brother, I am a member of a party. If I'm asked a question that has to do with whether people joining my party is good or bad, I will say it's good. And without mincing word, anytime you have opportunity to speak for your party, you can also do that. But my own sentiment is that I belong to a party that may not be maybe 100% Eldorado for everybody, but it's making impact in the Southeast. Forget about the propaganda. If you look around the Southeast, you also see evidence of governance, which we did not feel during the 16 years of PDP. Look very well, in a very critical, unbiased approach. You will see it. So if I'm calling the governor, I'm not calling the governor as a person. I'm calling the governor to come on board as a state, because I know the benefits. I'm part of this government, and I know the benefits. You can make all your arguments from wherever your position is, but if you really want to drive the dividends of democracy, you need a formidable bloc. Most of the issues that you people have been raising is an issue that governors who run the country, it's not only the president that runs the country. If the governors of the southeastern states come together as a formidable bloc, I tell you, nobody can stand them in their requests for things that they want to be done in the region. Remember, just 17 of them that met the other day, the whole country started shaking that, the South, they are coming together.